Hello Internet, welcome to PR Theory, the channel that demotes your favorite dwarf planets. Today we're going to be talking about Doctoroid, specifically his history in Pluto's Reprisal, since Doctoroid is a mysterious character. A question that I've always asked about myself about him is, has he been on other missions than Earth? I believe so. However, we first must take a deep dive into Doctoroid's history on Earth. As far as we know, in the Goliath dialogue, it specifically states that Doctoroid has been on the search for exoplanets starting in 2006, since Pluto's demotion. This means that Doctoroid has been around since the 20th century, and I believe that Doctoroid has been on Earth since around the 1990s at the least. Why 1919? That was the creation of the I.A.U. As well, Doctoroid's hair design is somewhat familiar to Albert Einstein's hair. So perhaps he has established his own hairstyle after Einstein's death, which means possibly around the 1960s. This would have given Doctoroid the time to properly make a satellite on his own time for 40 years on Earth, which would explain all the mechanisms behind it that the I.A.U. on Earth would not have overlooked otherwise if it were to construct it. Plus, it would make sense since androids do not age like humans do on Earth. This would have given Doctoroid the job in the I.A.U. for about 50 years leading up to Pluto's demotion. Now that it has been estimated that Doctoroid has been on Earth for approximately a century, this would have given Doctoroid time to have been sent on missions elsewhere in the universe. Given that he did not use hypo-black hole traveling abilities since the comets discovered them after 2006, he would have had to travel with either orbit or traveled alone for a while and on his own until he reached Earth. We cannot assume orbit since we do not know his whereabouts until nomadic. So, we would have to assume Doctoroid traveled on his own. Now, there's another piece of significant evidence. Doctoroid's Among Us figures. If we assume that Crooks and Relegation happened in 2006, the game of Among Us did not exist back then. However, what is also canon in the FNF verse is versus impostor, meaning that both PR and Among Us do exist in the same universe. So that would mean the Among Us figures Doctoroid has are probably from his secret hobby of taxidermy with them beans. This would have meant Doctoroid was an imposter on Polus for the time he had spent on the planet. Plus, with other factors with Among Us cosmetics, we can certainly verify that Doctoroid could have had some significant role in shaping the history and future of Among Us. This means that Doctoroid is an Among Us, or at least once was an Among Us in its history. And that's all for PR Theory. Goodbye. A bit of an afternote. This video was meant for April Fools that I've had for like a long time, but never really started making till halfway through March already. Yeah, this video is a big prank, but I thought about the connection several months ago and I thought it was silly to make a video about, but given about game theory and all, and I like their channel, I wanted to make something sort of related to them, and this is it. Yep.